Yes, here we have the kiff bolt and the bolt handle all ready to go. The receiver now, as you can see, has the boring bar in it right here that we use to bore the raceway out. Here's the cutters on the boring bar, and this extension here, what we're going to do with that is we're going to leave this boring bar right in the raceway because it fits perfectly. No slop, no nothing, zero tolerance. And what we're going to do is put the receiver in a jig, and then we're going to put a dial indicator and a 10th gauge right in this area, and then we're going to put another dial indicator in this area. Then we're going to spin this receiver in the lathe, and when them two dial indicators are running perfectly true, then I know that the receiver raceway is perfectly true, and then this boring bar will slide out, and I can go back, I can cut the face of the receiver, go back in here and cut the integral lugs and recut the threads with a single point on the lathe. Therefore, the threads in the lugs are parallel and concentric to the raceway. Okay, we'll catch up with you in the next photo session, and we'll give you a little more on the subject. Here's our setup for holding a receiver and getting ready to print. This is the jig here, right here, that holds the receiver, and there's 8 set screws in here that what they do is you can move the receiver left or right, up or down, any direction you want to move it in, to make sure that the boring bar indicator rod here is running perfectly true. Once you have the boring bar indicator running perfectly true, then you can cut the face and integral lugs and so on. What we're going to show you here in kind of slow motion, so to speak, is that the boring bar that we have in there now up close to the receiver here is running perfectly true. There's absolutely no wiggle whatsoever in the needle, and as you move along here in any place on that indicator rod, you'll find that it's running perfectly true. So what that tells us is that we can go ahead and cut the face of the receiver because it will be true in running parallel and concentric to the bore here. So what I've done on the face of the receiver here, I have put some Dicam on there, which is the color of blue, so that when I hit it with my cutting tool, that it'll show and you can actually see what's going on there. We'll speed things up here, put on the tooling, and we'll do a face cut for you so that you can see that. First, we got to speed up things a little bit so we get a nice cut and finish, and then we'll come over here and take a nice cut. Okay, you can see I just tickled it there, and that is about a 1/2 thousandths, and I am cleaning it right up, and now I'll back up and we'll take about another 1/2 thousandths off of there, and you can see that it's removing a little metal now, and it's facing up real nice. It wasn't out of line a lot, but it was out of line. And right there we got it faced off now. and that's all there is to the operation of screwing up the face of the receiver. What we're going to do now is we're going to remove the boring bar. That's this bar here, which is also the indicator rod. It's all one piece. And we're going to go back in there and we're going to turn the inside of the receiver here so it's concentric with the raceway, and then we're going to go in there and recut the integral lugs, and then we're going to single point cut the threads so that we know the threads are perfectly concentric and running parallel with the raceway, which is quite important, so that when you install a barrel on here, that the edge of that barrel comes up here and faces and hits everything here all at one time and does not stress the receiver. And we'll show you that in the next video.